congratulate you all on the amazing job you're doing in promoting MMA in the country. First of all, with the MMA Matrix Gym, where we are today, and Matrix Fight Night, which is coming up on 12th March, 8:30 p.m. at the NSCI Dome in Mumbai. So whoever's in Mumbai, buy your tickets right now. And I am representing MMAindia.com today. They are representing MMA Matrix. What an amazing night it's going to be. First of all, you know, when we're growing up, we all have influences in martial arts, especially from movies.
Yes.
You know, I remember watching 36 Chamber of Shaolin, which, you know, inspired us. What's your inspiration of getting into martial arts?
I would say the first time I sort of was flipping channels on television, and I came across Enter the Dragon. And then that just changed my life from there. I mean, I knew right there and then that that's what I wanted to be and what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And so I'd probably credit to Bruce Lee, and then a little later on, Jackie Chan.
Nice. Yeah. So, did you get into martial arts through karate, or what did you first initially start doing?
Oh, well, there was this teacher who used to come teach all the kids in our building downstairs. And you know, he even comes now 50 years later, 25 years later. He's 50 plus, and he trains with me now, and it's the other way around now. So he used to train me when I was a child. And so I started with karate, and then in school I joined taekwondo, and I really took to taekwondo because I liked all the flashy kicks and stuff. Yeah. And that's sort of the martial art that I use today on screen as well in my action sequences, because it's just more of a spectacle than, you know, something that's very close contact.
Great. Now, if you get into it technically, isn't taekwondo a little more defensive than karate, which is a little more offensive?
Not really. Actually, taekwondo is just the use of legs, and karate actually has a better defense. If you ask me, that's just my opinion, because taekwondo, usually your hands are down here, you know, by your sides, and you're always like hopping on the move, and it's all about attacking with your legs. Yeah. Whereas karate, you have more of a guard up. It's more composed. It's more grounded. Yeah. So yeah.
Now, how did the idea of the Matrix Fight Night come about? Of course, we know you've been associated with, you know, mixed martial arts and martial arts for a long time. But the specific idea of having a promotion, how did that come about?
The fact that, you know, here in India we have so many talented martial artists who don't have a platform to showcase their skills. You know, so I thought this would be a great opportunity to, you know, and the time is right. You know, martial arts, the awareness of MMA. The growth of MMA in our country, I thought the time was right. So we just need to give our Indian martial arts a platform to just express themselves in front of, you know, as many people as possible who just come out and support them. You know, that would just motivate them to, you know, take their skills to the next level and make India proud.
Great. Now, just to let everybody know, the Matrix Fight Night MFN is going to be available exclusively live on Facebook and Instagram. So get ready to tune in to watch it live. Now, give us a little sneak peek into
Isha's calling you.
Into your daily routine. You know, of course, when we came, we saw you cooling down.
Yeah.
If it was so, a little into your daily routine of, you know, your workouts and everything.
Well, on days where I'm not shooting, I pretty much live in the gym. You know, so in the mornings I do my.
See that.
In the mornings I probably do my. Cardiovascular activities, which would probably be martial arts, gymnastics, or probably indulge in my dance rehearsals. And in the evening, I dedicate that to my weight training.
Okay, great. Yeah. What about you, Krishna?
I like to get some form of movement in every day, you know, even if it's just 30 minutes. Weight training is my first love. I've been following the sport of MMA for close to a decade now, but I've recently actually started practicing it. I've started with boxing. You know, you see your elder sibling do these larger than life things, and you tend to, you know, you aspire to be more like them. So that's, I would say Tiger's probably my inspiration on taking up MMA.
Great. And Ayesha ma'am, we've seen you at some fights, so we know you're passionate about it as well. Does your passion come from your children's passion, or you know, have you just gotten used to watching these fights and really loving them now?
Well, actually, I'm a die-hard fan of Bruce Lee.
Okay, awesome.
And after him, there's this guy called Tiger Shroff.
Oh,
so, you know.
I've heard of him. I've heard of him.
Thank you. So I follow him. And MMA, I got hooked onto MMA through Krishna, actually.
Okay.
And we watch the fights every Sunday together. And that's my new passion now.
Okay, great. Now, if we look at the Matrix Fight Night fight card, you've only taken Indian martial artists.
Yes.
No, of course. That's great. I love it. The fact that you're promoting exclusively Indian martial artists right now. So, of course, the idea behind it was promoting Indian martial artists. Is there anything else you want to add to that?
Well, no, like I had said earlier, this is the perfect platform to, just showcase the talent we have here in India, and I think we just want to take it further from here on. And,
we also just want MMA to be recognized more of a sport, because what these athletes really put themselves through, both physically and the mental strength they possess, is just, it's out of this world, it's amazing. So we just want to give the athletes the respect that they deserve as well.
That's
great.
That's
great.
important.
So what's the vision for the Matrix Fight Night? Where do you see this going? Of course, this is the first Matrix Fight Night. So what kind of a vision do you have for it? Are you planning fights across the country? Where do you see this going?
Absolutely. This is MFN 1, and we plan to host these fight nights every 3 months. When you look at an MMA promotion, the UFC is the standard bearer. They've achieved so much and grown so huge. So we should look up to them as an example and better them. So that's the plan.
Great, and I'm glad you brought that up, because we're, a lot of our passion also comes from watching these huge fights abroad and wanting our fighters to be there amongst them fighting. So any favorite foreign fighter that you have?
Favorite foreign fighters? Oh, there are quite a few. I really admire Anderson Silva.
Of course, yeah.
And Conor McGregor, of course, is an all-time favorite.
Yeah.
George St. Pierre.
Okay. So did you recently see the Conor McGregor-Khabib fight? Because there was so much
there was just so much hype around it.
So what did you think about it? Because, of course, Conor coming into it, everybody thought he had the chance to knock him out. But Khabib, everybody knew he was, nobody had beat him up till then. And he did what a lot of people thought. So what did you think of the fight as such?
I mean, I'm a big fan of both of them. But, I felt bad because Khabib really dominated Conor. And I'm a big Conor fan. So, for me, it was a little heartbreaking. But my sister says otherwise.
It was a classic, wrestler versus striker matchup. And right now, if you've been following the fights, the wrestlers are kind of dominating. So I expected
like recently Kamaru Usman versus
exactly.
And what about Conor McGregor, Nate Diaz? Because that is one of my favorite matchups.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
1-1.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm looking forward to watching part 3 of that.
Sure.
So is that something you want to see as well?
I mean, definitely. I mean, both those fights were, they were pretty long. I think they went all 5 rounds, didn't they?
Both the second one.
The second one,
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. But I think that was probably Conor's toughest fight, other than Khabib, of course.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Now, coming down to spreading mixed martial arts, MMA, in our country, in India, and making it big. How do you think, for me personally, I think one of the biggest challenges in overcoming it is people are still not familiar with the term MMA. Even though we've had such a huge film like Sultan, in which they had MMA. So how do we go about also educating people, even though, because we've got such a long history of combat sports in our country.
Exactly.
If you look at Kalari Patu, and we've got such big boxers and wrestlers. So we've got a very long, especially Kushti. We've got such a big history of combat sports. But when it comes to promoting MMA, if we go, to people in the street, they see it as a fight rather than know the term MMA. So how do you think we get over that, if you want to call it a hurdle or whatever, and start educating people more in these terms and knowing?
Well, I think the fight night is a good start. While we're promoting the event itself, we're also trying to educate people, the general public, about MMA and everything that goes into making a mixed martial art artist, and the training they go through, like Krishna rightly said, the mental training. I mean, you have to be on another level as an athlete to be an MMA fighter. And a lot of people, when they look at an MMA fight, they say, oh, it's like street fighting. No, it's not. It's extremely technical.
Yeah.
And the level of athleticism that an MMA fighter has is, with all due respect to all sports, it's a very, very high level of skill that's required to be an MMA fighter.
Okay.
And I just feel like there's a lot of negativity that comes with it. You know, people think MMA is just
A blood sport.
a blood
Yeah.
sport, the
Yeah.
super aggressive people with a very aggressive nature, you know. But the first thing they teach you in MMA when you begin to practice MMA is humility, how to remain humble and, you know, never attack first.
Yeah.
So it's basically, I mean, it's a form of defense.
Okay.
For me, it's the most emotional sport. When you're watching it, you see these guys, you know, the technique that's involved. And then after the fight, the respect they show each other, it's like so many times I end up in tears, you know, after watching
Yeah.
a fight. And that's what I hope people will realize.
Great. Now, close to wrapping up, is there any favorite fighter from Matrix Fight Night who's fighting that night who you have, who you think? Can be
I don't want to honestly take any sides. I'm just here to promote all of them, and this is just to push each and every one of those fighters, you know, to another level and to help inspire them, motivate them, because there's just so many people watching you guys and want you guys to do your best. So it's for everybody, really. I know.
Well, I just want to say one thing. I've seen the fight card, and it is one of the most exciting fight cards that we are going to see in the country. There are some really amazing names there, including Rajinder Singh Meena, Shrikant Shekhar, Pavan Goyat, Vikas Ruhil, some really top-class talent. And you are going to see really the cream of Indian MMA fighters on March 12th. And it is coming live on...
It's exclusively live on Facebook and Instagram. So 8:30 p.m. guys, tune in.
Thank you all so much for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing the fight. And congrats once again, Tiger.
Thank you
Krishna,
so
and
much.
Thank you
Ayesha.
so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Thank you.